Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear student. Today our lecture is classification and sources of law. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the concepts and definition of law, and we have learned about that what is law, and we have analysis the different definitions of law by the different jurists, by different writers, by different historians, and different law interpreter, what they said, and different dictionaries definitions we have learned about that. According to the different dictionaries, the law signifies a rule of action and is applied indiscriminately to all kinds of action. Law is the command of a sovereign containing a common rule of life for his subjects and obliging them to obedience. Law is the body of principles recognized or enforced by public and regular tribunals in the administration of justice. So there are different definitions, and simply law is the system of rights and obligations which the state enforces. So simple, this is law. Then we have learned about the significance of law. The law is the main significance of law is to maintain the rights, uphold justice, and redress wrongs. And law ensures the public order, balance, harmony, peace among the persons within the state and interstate. Then we have learned about the different kinds of jurisprudence, the analytical jurisprudence, the historical jurisprudence, and the ethical jurisprudence. In detail, we have learned about the kinds of jurisprudence and the concepts and the definition and the sources of law. So today we will discuss about the classification and sources of law. Classification of laws are as under, like imperative law, physical or scientific law, natural or moral law, conventional law, customary law, practical and technical law, international law, and civil law. So one by one we will discuss in detail imperative law. The three ingredients of imperative law are explained in detail. Number one, imperative law is a general rule. It is a rule of general application as distinguished from particular application. A rule which applies only to one individual or one set of circumstances at a given time. But there must be behind law enforcement agencies, or there must be some authority behind to enforce the law, and there must be like court, like judiciary, like state. So this is a special case, imperative law, a rule which applies only to one individual or one set of circumstances at a given time, but there must be behind the imperative law authority to enforce the law. The rules of conduct laid down by a father for the guidance of his son, or by a master for his servant, though laid down by a superior and enforced by physical force, are not imperative law, because they are not of general application, because they are not a binding nature. They are general commandments, and they are you can say advices. They are you can say कि आप ये कह सकते हैं कि तो एक नसीहत हो सकती है, या ये कि आप इस काम को कर दो बस. But there is no any kind of enforcement behind these type of law. But as far as concerned about the imperative law, there must be this is related to a particular individual or for a one set, but there must be behind a lawful enforcement agency, there must be a force or authority who enforce the law. On the other hand, general doesn't mean absolutely general or applicable to all. Thus, traffic rules, though applicable to drivers for vehicles only, are imperative law, for they apply generally to all drivers. The rules requiring minister or the president to take an oath on entering upon office, though applicable to a few or even one individual, from part of imperative law. For the oath is to be taken by president after president, minister after minister, etc. So general here signifies the fact that where a particular set of circumstances come into existence, the rules should be invariably applicable, with exception though the one affected may be an individual, the minister, or the classes of persons, the driver or vehicle. So these are the actually these are the general laws for everyone, but uh, when we will talk about the implementation, when we will we talk about the enforcement of that very law, so it will be specifically on that very person who breaks the law or who deal with the law. So here is the explanation given that when we talk about the traffic rules and regulations, so this is generally for everyone traffic rules, and but uh, specifically for drivers and vehicles, because drivers and vehicles are जाहिर है जो है ना वो क्या कहते हैं कि जी गाड़ियों वाले या ड्राइवर ही जब जो है ना वो गाड़ी लेके निकलेगा तो वो लॉ को ब्रेक करेगा, तो एक्चुअली तो ये जनरली सबके लिए होता है, लेकिन जब जो है ना वो क्या कहते हैं कि जी उसको ब्रेक तो वही करेगा जो गाड़ी को चला रहा होगा या जहाँ पे गाड़ी होगी। और बिल्कुल लाइक वाइज जो है ना जो लॉज जो है ना प्रेसिडेंट के लिए या मिनिस्टर के लिए बने होते हैं एक्ट स्पेसिफिकली, तो वो जो है ना वो जनरल होते हैं, लेकिन जब आप उसको जो है ना वो उसके एनालिसिस करें तो वो स्पेसिफिकली जो है ना उस बंदे के लिए होता है जो उसको ब्रेक करता है। Imperative law has some authority behind it. As I have discussed earlier, it is given by some superior, maybe human or divine. Every rule of imperative law is given by some authority, whether divine or religious or political. So, what we have discussed the example that the rules and regulations and the command given by the father and the command given by the master, these are the not imperative law. These are not the law because these are not enforceable in the society. These are not enforceable to the son, or not enforceable to the servant. But as far as concerned about the imperative law, these are the enforceable because there must be a binding or enforceable authority, like the divine authority means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or the nature, and the religious law regarding to the religious rituals and related to the haram and halal concepts, and the political authority means state government and the law enforcement agencies. Imperative law enforced by superior power. There must be some punishment on breach of imperative law. Rules of imperative law are enforced by some superior power, and the punishment takes such from is bodily or mental suffering. So there is the concept of punishment, there is the concept of reward, and there is the concept of punishment, because if there is the not the concept of threat, so the punishment means the concept of threat. Where there is the concept of threat, then everybody will care and everybody will follow the law. The superior enforces it by either physical force or any other form of compulsion, such as ridicule, contempt, or censure. So there are different imprisonments. So there are different type of punishments, like some to compel or to enforce the law. So those subject to imperative law are bound to follow it. Thus, compulsion is necessary. A rule which people may or may not observe cannot form a part of imperative law. So, if it is not a rule which may or may not observe, if it will not observe, if it will not be implied in the society, so it will not be the part of imperative law. So, there must be a punishment, there must be a coercion, there must be enforcement, there must be a threat. In different type of punishment, like compulsion, like ridicule, like censure, bound someone that you have to follow the law, and there some time of you can say fine in the type of fine you can give given the punishment, and the type of physical punishment, bodily punishment, and other type of punishment like imprisonment. So these are the different type of punishment, and behind the imperative law there is a authority, and there is a concept of punishment, and there is a concept of threat to enforce the law and to maintain the peace and harmony in the society as well. Illustrations. So these are the different explanation. Divine law is imperative law on the following basis. It is laid down by a superior authority, God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah Almighty. So these are the divine law, these are the natural law, and there is a concept of punishment in Islam, there is a concept of punishment in every religion. There is a concept, and because when Sharia gives us the rules and regulations, then Sharia tells us that we should follow the rules and regulation given by the Quran and given by the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we have to follow the rules and regulation. If we will not follow, then there is the concept of punishment and the reward. There is a concept of Jannah and Jahannam. So everyone is accountable of his or her own action. So there is a concept. It is followed. Number two, it is followed compulsorily. So it is that there is a compulsion that everyone is bound to follow the law. Everyone is obey the law. Everyone is equal in the eye of law. It breach constitutes a sin and punished with divine wrath. So there is a concept there. If we are not following the law, if we not distinguish with the halal and haram, what is right and wrong, then there is a concept of sin, and there is a concept of reward, there is a concept of punishment. So the punishment should be like that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will angry, and there will be a wrath, and there will be ups and downs, and there will be a different type of punishments mentioned in the Quran and Sunnah. Civil law, the law of the land, is also a form of imperative law on the following basis. The superior power is the sovereign. Sovereign means the state. Sovereign means the political authority. Sovereign means the prime minister or president or the governing authority of the government. The compulsion is of a fear of punishment by the state. So there is the there is a punishment of fear, punishment, fear that there must be a trial court, there must be a imprisonment, there must be a fine, there must be a bodily punishment. So these are the threats. It is enforced by the physical force of the state. Civil law decides whether an act is innocent or criminal. So the judicial trial, the court will decide that either his act is wrong or right. Positive morality is the rules of the society regarding courts which are moral or immoral. The superior authority is the society. The compulsion is the fear of the falling in the eye of one's fellow man. The punishment takes the form of ridicule, contempt, and social censure. I boycott. So there is another concept, the divine law. The first concept is the divine law, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second concept is the state, the government, the law enforcement agencies, and there is the third concept, that is society. So in society there is the morality. So morality, जब आप सोसाइटी की जो है ना वो बात करते हैं, तो सोसाइटी में भी जो है ना वो लोग जो है ना वो मॉरली देखें, जो इंसान, हर इंसान जो है ना वो कॉन्शियस होता है. किस चीज़ के लिए कॉन्शियस होता है? वो कि जी उसको जब भी वो गुनाह करता है, वो गुनाह करके छुपाता है, बिकॉज कि जी जो है ना वो ताकि लोगों को ना पता चल जाए. अगर लोगों को पता चल गया तो उसकी जो है ना वो इज़्ज़त डाउन हो जाएगी, वो लोगों के सामने आंख नहीं उठा सकेगा, या ये कि जी जो है ना वो मॉरली जो है ना वो बैड करैक्टर जो है ना वो तस्वर होगा, सो लोग मतलब ये कि जी करेक्टर को, अपने करेक्टर को लोगों के सामने कुछ और दिखाते हैं और पर्सनली कुछ और होते हैं. सो दिस इज आल्सो द कंसेप्ट ऑफ punishment. This is also the concept of threat in the society. So society will also give them the punishment in the form of ridicule, जहाँ पे आपकी मतलब ये कि जी बेइज्जती हो जाती है, कॉन्टेम्प्ट होती है, आप मतलब ये कि जी आपको सोशली जो है ना आपको बाउंड कर दिया जाता है, आपके खिलाफ बाइकआउट कर दिया जाता है, वालदेन मोहल्ले वाले जो है ना वो बाइकआउट कर देते हैं. बहुत सारी मिसालें जो है ना वो मौजूद हैं कि जी जो है ना वो एक जंग के मौके पे जो है ना वो 3 सहाबा जो है वो नहीं गए जंग के लिए, तो जो है ना वो बग़ैर किसी उज़्र के वो जंग के लिए नहीं गए. जब हुज़ूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम वापस आए तो उनको जो है ना उनके ऊपर सोशल बाइकआउट कर दिया था, और पहले जो है ना वो मोहल्ले वालों को, सोसाइटी वालों को कह दिया था कि जी जो है ना वो आप इनसे बात नहीं करेंगे. फिर बाद में पनिशमेंट को बढ़ा के उसकी बीवी को, उसके बच्चों को, उसके घर वालों को मना कर दिया कि जी आप इसके साथ जो है ना वो सोशल बाइकआउट करेंगे और आप इसके साथ कोई भी जो है ना वो बात नहीं करेंगे. तो इंसान का जीना जो है ना वो मुश्किल हो जाता है. वन follows a moral rule because the society has laid it down and because of fear to fall in the eyes of the companions. If a person fails to follow moral law, that person would become a target of contempt, ridicule and censure, and if his conduct is very immoral, he may even be boycotted by the society fellow men. So this is the general concept. जब आप morally बिल्कुल corrupt हो जाते हैं तो लोग बिल्कुल आपका साथ जो है ना वो छोड़ देते हैं. The rules of morality, church, trade unions, clubs, etc. are regarded as the rules of imperative law. So these are also included in the imperative law because there is the law enforcement, there is concept of punishment, there is a concept of right and wrong as well. What is sanction? What is the form of sanction? What is sanction? Sanctions mean is the Roman law denoted the portion of statute relating to the penalty. Actually, the sanctions mean the penalties, and this is not. These are adopted by the Roman law, but these are not created by the Roman law. The punishment, the concept of punishment and reward, actually the natural concept, and this is the Islamic concept because you find the hudud laws, there is a concept of reward. You find in religion, you find in Sharia, you find in Quran and Sunnah, there is a concept of reward and punishment, and these are natural concepts. So these are adopted by the Roman law. Sanction is the instrument of coercion by which a rule of imperative law is enforced. So coercion mean enforcement, दबाव. क्यों कि जी जब भी किसी जो है ना वो चीज़ को इन्फोर्स करने के लिए जब आपके पास दबाव नहीं होगा, जब आपके पास जो है ना वो अथॉरिटी नहीं होगी, जब आप मतलब ये कि कमांडिंग सिचुएशन में नहीं होंगे, तो किसी भी चीज़ को आप इन्फोर्स नहीं कर सकते. तो किसी भी चीज़ की इन्फोर्समेंट के लिए ज़रूरी ये है कि जी यू शुड बी इन अ कमांडिंग सिचुएशन, एंड आप किसी को मतलब ये कि जी जो है ना वो प्रेशराइज़ करके जो है ना वो काम करवा दें. देखिए कि जी लॉ को फॉलो करवाने के लिए रूल ऑफ लॉ की ज़रूरत होती है, और रूल ऑफ लॉ के पीछे जो है ना वो इन्फोर्समेंट की ज़रूरत होती है, और उस इन्फोर्समेंट के पीछे जो है ना वो प्रेशर की जो है ना वो ज़रूरत होती है. और हमें पता है कि जी जो है ना वो जब तक प्रेशर ना हो तो लोग जो है ना वो फॉलो नहीं करते हैं. वहाँ पे जो है ना वो क्या कहते हैं कि जी माइट इज़ राइट का कंसेप्ट होता है, वहाँ पे जो है ना वो जंगल का जो है ना वो कानून होता है. इट इज़ द मीन्स by which obedience to the rule is ensured by the instrument of coercion by which any system of imperative law is enforced. For example, illustrations in divine law, section takes the form of evils to follow from divine wrath, the punishment for sins to be inflicted here or hereafter. सो डिवाइन लॉ के अंदर हम ये देखते हैं कि जी जो है ना वो पनिशमेंट और रिवार्ड का कंसेप्ट है कि जी दुनिया के अंदर भी जो है ना वो आपके अमाल की सज़ा मिलती है. ये इंसानों के ऊपर जो लाइफ में अप्स एंड डाउन्स का कंसेप्ट होता है, ये सारा कंसेप्ट जो है ना वो इंसान को वो क्या कहते हैं कि जी बड़ी एक शायर ने बड़ी ज़बरदस्त अंदाज में कहा कि जी नेक व बद का सिला कुछ हशर पे मौकूफ़ नहीं, ज़िंदगी ख़ुद भी गुनाहों की सज़ा देती है. तो जब इंसान गुनाह करता है तो डिवाइन लॉ के अंदर उसको जो है ना वो क्या कहते हैं कि जी जब इंसान के ऊपर मुश्किल हालात आ रहे होते हैं, जब उसको टफ़ सिचुएशंस के अंदर से गुजर रहा होता है, तो ये उसके अपने अमाल की सज़ा होती है. अगर इंसान शरीयत को फॉलो करे, लेकिन डेस्टिनी इज़ समथिंग डिफरेंट, बट देयर इज़ ई कंसेप्ट. तो अल्लाह ताला की पकड़ जो है ना वो कि इन्ना बत्श रब्बिक लशदीद, बेशक अल्लाह की पकड़ बड़ी सख्त है। तो अल्लाह जो है ना वो दुनिया के अंदर भी जो है ना वो पकड़ता है और आखिरत के अंदर भी पकड़ता है। तो जो है ना वो यहाँ पर लाइफ हेयर आफ्टर की भी बात है और लाइफ इन दिस लाइफ की भी बात है। तो पनिशमेंट जो है ना वो अल्लाह ताला के गज़ब और गुस्से की सूरत में भी हो सकती है और आपके ऊपर जो है ना वो आपके अमाल के अप्स एंड डाउन्स की वजह से भी जो है ना वो हो सकती है। इन सिविल लॉ द सैंक्शन इज़ द सोर्ड of the state. Its physical force which punishes a breach of the law. It may take the form of loss of some right, non-recognition of a deed, instrument. For example, on breach of some rule of stamp or registration law, compulsory reimbursement or payment of the compensation, contract, damages, restitution of property, and in theft or receiving stolen property, fine, forfeiture of property or imprisonment crime. So these are the different in civil laws के अंदर आप देखते हैं कि जी जो है ना वो जब आप जो है ना वो क्या कहते हैं कि जी जो है ना वो ब्रीच ऑफ लॉ करते हैं तो आपको पैसे वापस करने पड़ते हैं, रीइंबर्समेंट करती है, कंपनसेशन जो है ना वो देनी पड़ती है। किसी को आपने जो है ना वो उसकी जो है ना वो आपसे के ऊपर जो है ना वो जो है ना वो आप उसकी इज़्ज़त को उछालते हैं तो आप उसको जो है ना वो कंपनसेशन देते हैं। डैमेजेस जो है ना वो बंदा क्लेम करता है कि भाई जो है ना वो मुझे इतना नुकसान हुआ है, मॉरली नुकसान हुआ है, मेरी एक फेम थी, मेरा एक नाम था, उसको जो है ना नुकसान पहुंचा है। ठीक है जी, आपकी प्रॉपर्टी को कोई जो है ना वो कब्ज़ा ग्रुप होते हैं वो कब्ज़ा कर लेते हैं, उसको आप रेस्टिट्यूट जो है ना वो करवाते हैं। अब जो बंदा मतलब ये कि जी चोरी करता है तो उसकी स्टोलन प्रॉपर्टी को जो है ना वो उसके ऊपर फ़ाइन लगाया जाता है, फोर फीचर की जाती है आपकी प्रॉपर्टी जो है ना वो जब आप जो है ना बैंक से कर्ज़ ले लेते हैं और कर्ज़ जो है ना वो वापस नहीं करते हैं तो बैंक जो है ना वो उसके बदले में जो है ना वो उसने कोई ना कोई चीज़ जो है ना वो आपकी गिरवी रखी हुई होती है, उसको वो कब्ज़े में जो है ना वो ले लेता है। ठीक है, एंड डिफरेंट क्राइम्स के ऊपर डिफरेंट पनिशमेंट का जो है ना वो कंसेप्ट ऑलरेडी जो है ना वो मौजूद है। मॉरल और सोशल रूल्स हैव द सैंक्शन ऑफ लॉस ऑफ पब्लिक ओपिनियन of inviting public contempt, censure or ridicule or social boycott. So these are the different types. The sanction in case of international law is censure of other state, withdrawal of trade concession and facilities, economic blockade, war like blockade, war, etc. So where there is the law related to the international law, so तो जो कंट्रीज़ के दरमियान में होता है जब आप वहाँ पर लॉ को ब्रेक करते हैं तो फिर क्या होता है क्या कि जी वो आपस में उनकी ट्रेड होती है उसको ख़त्म कर देते हैं। जो फैसिलिटीज़ एक गवर्नमेंट दूसरी गवर्नमेंट को, एक स्टेट एक कंट्री दूसरी कंट्री को दे रही होती है, वो फैसिलिटीज़ को फॉरफिट कर लेती है। इकनॉमिक मतलब ये कि ये ब्लॉकेट कर देती है। वार के कोई रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस होते हैं उनको जो है ना वो तोड़ दिया जाता है। सो देयर इज़ द कंसेप्ट बिहाइंड इन imperative law. Behind the imperative law there is the concept of punishment and reward, there is the concept of punishment of enforcement as well. Physical or scientific law, the rules relating to the uniformity of behavior of inanimate or animate things are being under particular circumstances are intended in the term physical or scientific law to be discussed. So मतलब ये कि जी फिज़िकल और साइंटिफिक लॉ जो है ना वो ज़िंदा और मुर्दा चीज़ों के ऊपर जो है ना होता है। मतलब ये कि जी जो है ना वो ज़िंदा चीज़ें मतलब ये कि जो लिविंग्स हैं एंड मुर्दा चीज़ों से मुराद ये कि जो नॉन लिविंग्स हैं। ठीक है, इंस्टेंसेस ऑफ सच लॉज आर द रूल्स ऑफ केमिस्ट्री एंड फिजिक्स सच एज द लॉ ऑफ डिफ्यूजन ऑफ गैसेज, ऑफ केमिकल रिएक्शंस आर rectilinear propagation of light, the law of motion and gravitation, the law of astronomy such as the rules governing planetary motion, the biological law of propagation of species, the law of the evolution and growth of all beings and human psychology, etc. So these are the scientific law related to the science and discoveries, inventions. So according to the discoveries and invention, they made different laws to and these are the some type of laws that are already in the nature, and अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला ने जो है ना वो नेचर के अंदर उनको जो है ना वो रखा हुआ है। और जब आप उनको फॉलो करते हैं तो तब आप जाके किसी न किसी नतीजे के ऊपर पहुंचते हैं और कोई रिज़ल्ट्स जो है ना वो आप जो है वो निकालते हैं। लाइक कि जी जब आप लॉ ऑफ मोशन को जो है ना फॉलो करते हैं तो तब आपको कोई जो है ना वो रिज़ल्ट मिलता है। लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटेशन है, लॉ ऑफ एस्ट्रोनॉमी है, मतलब सितारों की मतलब ये कि जी गर्दिश है, उनके जो है ना वो चलने फिरने से लोग जो है ना वो बड़े रूल्स जो है ना वो निकाला करते थे। टाइम का जो है ना वो आपको पता लगता था, सच एज द रूल गवर्न प्लानिटरी मोशन के जी आपके प्लानट जो है ना वो किस तरह से जो है ना वो करते हैं। बायोलॉजिकल लॉज जो है ना वो है, ठीक है जी। डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ जो है ना वो स्पीशीज़, अनवा अकसाम की जो स्पीशीज़ हैं उनसे रिलेटेड जो है ना वो लॉज हैं। वेयर देयर इज़ द यूनिफॉर्मिटी इन द कंडक्टेड ऑफ लिविंग beings are lifeless things, there is a corresponding physical law governing the same. On noteworthy characteristic of such law is that if any law is one shown to be broken, it ceases to be law. For instance, if at any instance light should be shown to travel in curves, the law of rectilinear propagation of light will no longer be a law. Which rules of civil law are constantly being broken and yet they remain law? For example, a thief steals, he is punished, but the law against theft yet continues to be in force. So this is the concept. Simple, everything is simple, everything is simply defines and explains. Natural or moral law, so there are some other laws besides scientific and physical laws. The term natural or moral law denotes another very important conception, is explained like this. In its primary senses are referring to a physical universal external nature. A law of nature represents a rule governing a state, a set of natural phenomena and set by the guiding principle prevailing in the universe. For example, the law of gravity, natural law in the sense is used by physical scientists and expresses the statement that a particular phenomena always occurs if certain conditions are presented. So what I have discussed earlier, these are those laws which are already laid down by the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the Allah Almighty in the nature, but through discovery, through invention, scientists knows about these laws, and when they follow these laws they get some conclusion, they get some results, they and तो उसके ज़रिए से वो किसी नतीजे के ऊपर पहुंचते हैं। कुछ जो है ना वो हासिल करने के लिए उनको उस लॉज को, नेचुरल के जो लॉज हैं उनको जो है ना वो फॉलो करना जो है ना वो ज़रूरी होता है। वेयर इट इज़ अप्लाइड to the moral as distinct from the physical world, the moral law of nature means a law which nature herself sets to mankind. The law is nature which issues out of the mental and moral constitution of man as man. For example, as a moral and intellectual being, we will here discuss the natural law in this sense. This kind of law has been given various other names, like if we talk about the moral law means are the morality related to the character, related to the good and bad, and in every society, in every religion, the morality is same, almost same as well. This kind of law has been given various other names. Divine law, for the principles are supposed to have been ordained by God for the guidance of the mankind. So divine law means the guide, the law of Islam, the rules and regulations prescribed by the Sharia. Rational law, for it is based on the reason, and the rules are addressed in intelligent human beings who have the power to reason. Rational law means कि जी जब आप किसी भी चीज़ को अपने जो है ना वो अकल के ज़रिए से उसको इंटरप्रेट करते हैं कि जी ये गलत है या ठीक है. Unwritten law, for its rules are not to be found in any code, just non-scriptum as distinguished from just scriptum, the written law. So unwritten law, कुछ लॉ ऐसे होते हैं कि जी जो है ना वो उनको राइट डाउन कर दिया जाता है, कुछ ऐसे होते हैं कि जी जो रिटन नहीं होते हैं. लाइक अगर हम मिसाल लें तो जो कस्टमरी लॉ होते हैं, जो आपका कस्टम होता है, वो ऐसे लॉ होते हैं कि जी जो है ना वो अनरिटन होते हैं. सही है. जो आपकी मोरालिटी होती है, वो मोरालिटी में कुछ चीज़ें तो जो है ना वो रिटन होती हैं, कुछ चीज़ें अनरिटन होती हैं. अगर हम मोरालिटी को जो है ना वो शरीयत के लॉ के ऊपर लेकर जाएँ तो वो तो सारी रिटर्न है। आपको बताया जाता है कि जी आप झूठ बोलते हैं तो आपको ये सज़ा मिलेगी, ठीक है, जो है ना वो आपने गुनाह कर दिया है, कबीरा गुनाह है, सगीरा गुनाह है। अगर आप किसी का ना हक जो है ना वो किसी का माल जो है ना वो खा लेते हैं, उसके बारे में बता दिया जाता है। बट इन सम सोसाइटीज़ दीज आर the unwritten law, and some other type of law like constitution, in constitution, some constitution are written and some constitution are unwritten, and the best example of unwritten constitution is the constitution of British constitution, because these are the based on the customs and the anecdotes and the practices of their forefathers and their before generations. So their constitution, the constitution of British, is unwritten constitution. So these are the also laws. Universal or common law, that law which applies to all states in common or in universal in its application to distinguish it from the various civil laws of different states. Conventional law. This name is given to the body of the rules agreed to be followed by the parties which are subject to them in order to regulate their conduct towards one another. This kind of law acquires its force or validity from the agreement. The sanction behind it may be the displeasure of the parties offended, and in some cases the physical force of the state. So conventional law between two parties, what they have decided related to the agreement, related to the contract, related to the partnership. So these are the conventional law. Conventional law may be divided into two kinds: rules that are recognized and enforced by the state. For example, contract, the memorandum, and the article of association of a limited company. These contains the rules by which the shareholders agree to be bound. And number two, the rules enforced by the parties themselves, rules of the games and sports. So in conventional law, some laws are both laws are enforceable, but the some laws are decided by the state, political authority, law enforcement agencies, and like contracts, like memorandum of article association, like agreement, like partnership. So some rules and regulation divided between the parties themselves, rules of the games and the sports. So if this is the registered game and oftenly played in countrywide, in nationwide, so there are some rules and regulation. But if it is between two parties and on local basis, so there they also define some rules and regulation. Conventional law is a law in the general sense because its rules ensure a uniformity of conduct. The rules of cricket make it certain that the game will be played in the same way and where and between teams of any nationality. So the rules are already defined and everybody follow the rules. Customary law. In this kind of law are included rules which are habitually followed by a majority of persons subject to them in the belief of their binding nature. Such rules have been followed for a long time in the past and are expected to be followed in future as well. So these are the habits of the society, so these are the traditions of the society, so these are the custom of the society. They are not a general habits. These are the common habits are by every individual, of the society followed, and they think so that it is the binding nature, and they think so that this is considered to be law, that will called as the customary law. The customary law derives its force from the long course of past conduct, resulting in the same uniformity of the action is given as set of circumstances. Some rules of customary law, like conventional law, may come to be recognized and enforced by the state, in which case they will form a part of imperative law. So there are in Sharia, in Islamic law, इस्लाम के अंदर भी जो है ना वो कस्टमरी लॉ को जो है ना वो उसकी अहमियत बयान कर दी गई है, ठीक है, और उसको जो है ना वो इन्फोर्समेंट किया गया है और उसको जो है ना वो लॉ कंसिडर किया गया है। मैं आप लोगों को एक छोटी सी जो है ना वो मिसाल देता हूँ कि जी जो है ना वो आप जो है ना वो बिज़नेस के स्टूडेंट है, आपको पता है कि जी जो है ना वो कि जी जो है ना व्हाट इज़ द बार्टर सिस्टम। बार्टर सिस्टम के अंदर की ये होता है कि जी जो है ना वो माल के बदले में माल लेते हैं। वैसे तो नॉर्मली ये होता है कि जब आप कोई चीज़ खरीदते हैं तो उसके बदले में आप पैसे जो है ना वो मनी पे करते हैं, लेकिन जो है ना वो बार्टर सिस्टम के अंदर जो है ना वो क्या किया जाता है, माल के बदले में, जब लोगों के पास पैसे नहीं होते तो माल के बदले में दूसरा माल जो है ना वो दे दिया जाता है, दूसरी चीज़ें जो है ना वो दे दी जाती हैं। जब नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम जो है ना वो इस दुनिया के अंदर मबूस है, तो हुज़ूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने देखा कि जी लोग जो है ना वो क्या करते हैं कि जी जो है वो वहाँ पर ये ट्रेडिशन थी, वहाँ के लोगों के अंदर ये कस्टम था कि उनके पास पैसे नहीं थे तो माल के बदले में माल जो है ना वो दे देते थे। तो दिस वाज अ गुड प्रैक्टिस एंड दिस वाज द प्रैक्टिस of the society from past, from their forefathers to so तो हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने उसको प्रिवेल किया और इस्लाम ने उसको एक्सेप्ट किया और उसको रिकग्नाइज किया। दिस इज कॉल्ड द कस्टमरी लॉ। सो दिस इज द कंसेप्ट ऑफ customary law. So these are the binding nature as well, and these are the enforceable in the society. Practical or technical law in this category for rules which are to be followed to achieve uniformity of result in the practical or technical matter. For example, manufacturer, those who want to make pens of a particular type will have to follow certain rules and or procedures. So these are the simple law. These rules when followed appropriately will yield uniformly similar pens. Rules of manufacturer, engineering, architecture, photography, attainment of skills in games by practice of exercises to be carried out in order to develop particular line will fall under this head. International law has been differently defined by different jurists. Salman takes it as those rules which govern sovereign states in their relations and conduct towards each other. Other definitions are the body of rules which by custom are treated civilized states regarded as binding upon themselves in their relations with one another, and those violation gives the injured party a legal right to redress. Wheaton. So there are two types of definitions. मतलब ये कि जी जो है ना वो जो सॉवरियन स्टेट्स होती हैं, सॉवरियन स्टेट्स में वो स्टेट्स जो इंडिपेंडेंट होती हैं, जिनका अपना कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन होता है, जिनकी अपनी गवर्निंग बॉडी होती है, जिनकी अपनी टेरिटरी होती है, जिनकी अपनी जुडिशरी होती है, वो इंडिपेंडेंट होती हैं, उनको सॉवरियन स्टेट्स कहा जाता है। और जब एक सॉवरियन स्टेट दूसरे सॉवरियन स्टेट्स के साथ कोई भी जो है ना वो मामला तय करती है तो उनको इंटरनेशनल लॉ कहा जाता है, उनको इंटरनेशनल ट्रीटी कहा जाता है, और वो किसी भी लिहाज से हो सकते हैं, ठीक है। मतलब ये कि जी वीज़ा पॉलिसीज़ के लिहाज से हो सकते हैं, वो इकोनॉमिक्स के लिहाज से होते हैं, वो वॉर के लिहाज से हो सकते हैं, वो मतलब ये कि जी जो है ना वो प्रिजनर्स की एक्सचेंज के लिहाज से हो सकते हैं, किसी भी लिहाज से वो जो है ना वो सारे हो सकते हैं। द एग्रीगेट ऑफ रूल्स टू विच नेशंस हैव एग्रीड टू conform in their conduct towards one another, law Russell says, the collection of usage which civilized states have agreed to observe in their dealing with each other. So Courage LCJ. So these are the different definitions by different jurists and different lawmakers. Civil law, Salman defines civil law as the law of the state, the law of the land, the law of the lawyers, and the law of the courts. Means civil nature's law, civil law is following meaning. Civil law means the Roman civil law as distinguished from the law of the church. These were the two distinct legal systems which influenced the development of the law of European country after the Dark Ages, because we are also following in our court laws, we are following the British rules and laws, because we were under we were the subjects of the Britishers in subcontinent, India and Pakistan, and in our court laws I have already told to you that we follow the almost the British law, the criminal law procedure, the civil law procedures, but as well as we also follow this Sharia law. It also means the entire body of Roman law is distinguished from English law. Civil law is also used as a particular branch of the law of the land. It means the residue of the law of the state after certain special branches such as criminal law, martial law have been taken anyway from it. So criminal law is different, martial law is different, civil law is different. Civil law means the law of the land. Certain substitute has been employed to convey the sense of the law of the land on account of the ambiguity which riddled the whole discussion. These are municipal law, but this is also unsatisfactory law, the law relating to the local bodies such as municipal corporations. So positive law, the law set by the human agency, is distinguished from the uncreated law, but this is too wide term to be suitable. It concerns other law besides the law of the land, for example international law. So these are not the civil law, but rest are the civil laws. Sources of law. So the last one, according to the following are the main sources of law: formal sources of law and the material sources of law. Formal sources are comprised of statutes and decision of the courts. So statutes and the decision of the courts are the formal sources. Sources of law: formal sources. Legal sources. Informal sources we further subdivided into legal sources. Legal sources mean legislation. Legislation mean that is मतलब ये कि जी जो आपकी जो है ना वो पार्लियामेंट लेजिस्लेट करती है, जो वहाँ पे पार्लियामेंटेरियन, और मतलब ये कि जी जो है ना वो आपके जो है वो बैठ के जो लॉ बनाते हैं उसको लेजिस्लेशन कहा जाता है. मुशावरत से जो है ना वो होता है. प्रेसिडेंट मतलब ये होता है कि जी जो कोर्ट के अंदर जो है ना वो डिसीजंस बार बार जो है ना वो सेम कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन के ऊपर जो है ना वो होते हैं, वो प्रेसिडेंट होते हैं. ठीक है जी. कस्टम्स वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस के जी जो है ना वो आपकी जो सोसाइटी की एक्चुअल प्रैक्टिस होती है और बाइंडिंग नेचर होती है. एग्रीमेंट बिटवीन टू पार्टीज होता है. मटेरियल सोर्सेज एंड हिस्टोरिकल सोर्सेज होते हैं. मटेरियल सोर्सेज आर comprised of legal sources and historical sources. Legal sources are comprised of the following: legislation, precedent, custom, agreement. The main instruments under the legal sources are legislation and precedent. So the legislation means the parliament legislate, the president legislate. The parliamentarian legislate the laws, make the laws, and the government implement the laws, and the president means the decisions of the court, and these are also the implemented in the society as well. Precedent or case law, the decision made by the superior judiciary contain interpretation of law, are called case law or precedent. The decision can be relied upon, cited as precedent in future at the time of adjudication of the cases. Principle or binding precedent are underlined below. That decision relied upon must be based upon the interpretation of law. The precedent must have nexus to the central point of the case. The facts of the precedent being cited and the case being adjudicated upon must be the same. Sources of law in Sharia. There are also the source of law in Sharia, that is the two type of sources defined by the jurist: the primary sources and the secondary sources. The primary sources consist of Quran and Sunnah. So these are the unchangeable law, and the secondary sources like ijtihad, and it is furtherly divided into ijma, qiyas, custom, tradition. So these are the different types of the law in Sharia in Islamic terminology, and these are the different types of law. So that's it for today. Thank you very much.